Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I went from flyers and greeting cards to simple yet beautiful junk journal ephemera. Let's get started. If you saw my community post, you probably know that I want to participate in the Restitch Junk Journal Challenge hosted by Kathleen from Be Again Books, because I have so many things that I need to use and create new things from the stash of things that I've been accumulating for the past 2 years. And I thought that this is the best challenge for me so that I can finally complete this journal that I have abandoned. This is a garden themed journal. We did together this garden, these botanical cards, I think. So it's a garden, botanic, florals, all of that together. And I have a lot of things that I've been accumulating to use in this journal and that I haven't used. So when I first started making junk journals, everything I saw was junk journal material. So I started collecting flyers, everything I saw anywhere. So this is actually, see, from 2023. It's a flyer for art classes and things like that. And I love this. So I want to use this. And I have these old greeting cards that I bought that I can also use. This is this Easter one. It's very pretty. And this is a more recent flyer that I got in the mail. And it's beautiful, this part. I love it. So my goal for today is to make journal cards or any other junk journal ephemera using these materials and whatever else I find in my desk. So I think because this is one of the oldest thing I have, I'm gonna start with this one. And this is gonna be pretty straightforward. We're just gonna make a journaling card. And I want to see if this is probably going to be too wide. Yeah, so I'm gonna trim a little bit from this edge probably, because I wanted to fit in some of the pockets in here. I actually don't even know if I have enough pockets in this journal, but I do know that I don't have enough ephemera for that journal. So I'm gonna start by trimming this booklet of sorts. I'm just gonna follow the line there. I'm not measuring anything for now. Oops, I'm actually gonna have to move it a little bit. I messed it up. Okay, so we have that, and as I said, I want to take a little bit from that side so that it's a little bit less wide than my journal. I think I prefer to work this way with this thing. Would that be too much? No, I think that's gonna be fine. Yeah. How tall do we want it? Okay. So this is my preferred way of making journal cards. I look for an image I like and then I use that. I just want to make sure that it is even. Yes. Now we're gonna put some paper on the back so that we have a writing surface. I'm gonna get that. I have this leftover that I didn't use. Just gonna trim this one like this. Tear it, not trim it. And I want to see which side I want. The top, I think. And I'm gonna use my glue stick and just glue it. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this as straight as possible. So what I'm using here is coffee dyed paper. This is one that I made with my stencil. My favorite stencil, I should say. And the only one, the only big stencil I have. Okay, So this is glued. I don't mind if it's not perfectly glued because I want to sew it in a little bit. And I'm just gonna use my ruler to trim, my ruler and my knife to trim the excess here. I'm not gonna measure anything. We're just doing this simple today. Well, that's my hope at least. Okay, so now it's up to you. Now you can leave this as is and it will be a great journaling card, but I always like to add things to it. I actually don't really want to modify this image that much because I really like it. It just gives me like warm feelings. I don't know, like it's like a memory that I have of something that I never lived before. I don't know how to explain that. But we can add something to make it look more interesting. So what can we add? So I have these words, the sentiments that Cindy sent me. If you haven't seen that video where I opened my Happy Mail, I'm gonna link it down below. Why not? And what else we can add? I'm just searching around my desk and I have, you know, these tickets that we made together. So maybe I can add a ticket, or will this be too thick? I don't know. I have a stamp. I also have these paper ruffles that maybe we can add. Yes. Let's think for a bit. So I think the first thing I want to do is to round the corners. I'm gonna use my biggest size here, which is 10 milli. It's not 10 millimolar, sorry. My work brain. It's 10 millimeters. And I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine and I'll be back. Okay, I just did a straight stitch all around. You can see it here. I'm using like a cream color, so it's not very noticeable, but I really like it. And I left a little bit of the thread on top. And let's add a little bit of this paper ruffle. Is it this one that I want to use? Or this very old? Let's use the very old one. This is a very, I mean, it's not the paper ruffle, it's not old. The paper that I used to make it, it's very old. And we're going to ink it. Oh, I think I need to change my sponge again. Okay, so this is falling apart. So maybe I'll cut that and make it shorter. As I said, this is very, very old paper. So I'm gonna glue it. Do I want it at the bottom? Oh, maybe I'll do it like there. You know what? I want to use this. I'm using this one to keep it closed. These are circle stickers, craft paper circle stickers. And let's stamp. Do you want to stamp a number? Yeah, let's stamp a number. Whatever number I have here. I think it's 40. Why do I have 40? Or, oh no, 04. There we go. So I'm gonna put, let's see, let's do it this way. Oh, and then I'll do it on top. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if my glue is gonna cooperate because it has been giving me a lot of problems lately. I'm gonna glue like that one, like that. And I'm tempted to use this stamp that I left at my desk. This came in an envelope, so I'm just gonna trim it with my fingers. I mean, tear it like that. And And then we put it like this, and where is the 40? The 4, like there. Just to do like a little plaster on top of this journaling card. And add some color. Maybe like this. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Let's put this one here. Woohoo! It's so simple. And we can never go wrong with adding gold. So I'm gonna try to do what I did last time I used this. I kind of messed it up. Oh, there we go. I messed it up again. Let's see. Maybe I need a straw for this. I don't have any straw here. Okay, so I did some blowing in all of those spots, gold spots there, and that added something interesting to it. So now I'm going to, oh, I forgot I wanted to add a word to this. I like this, the only limit is your imagination. It has too much white space. I obviously didn't cut it straight. Let's see if I can add some ink to this. That's not very straight, but that's okay with me. You know, we're not here for perfection. So now I'm inking all over. Oh, I love this. This is so simple, but it is one of the things that drew me into junk journaling, is to find things that other people would put in the trash and then create something with them. So that's why I was excited when I saw Kathleen's announcement for this challenge, because it's the push that I needed to feel motivated again to create and to do something with all the stuff that I've been accumulating. I think I mentioned in one of my last videos that one of the reasons why I felt very unmotivated to create, it's because I have so many things and I don't know what to do with them, and that kind of stresses me. But taking something and making it special, it just gives me, I don't know, it makes me happy. So that's why we're here. That's the reason why I started making junk journals. So we have one thing. Let's see what else we can make. Okay, the other easy thing to do is this one. Let's trim it and see what we can get out of it. I think this is gonna be too wide. Let's see. I mean, should I make this a pocket? I think it should be a pocket. Or is it too tall for a pocket? Okay, let's make it a pocket. I'm gonna mark where I need to, and I probably gonna cut here as well. I don't know if I'm gonna use this page or another one. Making pockets can be very simple. You just need a rectangle. And I mean, I guess you can decorate it as much as you want, but you can also not decorate it. So I think I'm center. We're gonna do a notch. And I am going to cut the corners, around the corners with the smallest. There we go. And I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine and sew the 3 sides. Okay, I did the sewing. This is the back, but we're not gonna use the back. This is like thicker paper, so I don't need to back it with anything to be a sturdy pocket. I'm just realizing that it's not gonna be good for this journaling card because it is not wide enough. Another way you can put a big journaling card is just to clip it on a page. Sometimes I like to do that. So let's ink this and see if we would like to add something else to it. Sometimes just inking the edges and a little bit more over the edge, it just changes the whole vibe of the image and it makes it look a little bit older. And I like to create like a vignette, so I like to ink the corners. Oh, this looks really nice with the inking. It's a very subtle change, but it looks really nice. I could add one of these tickets, right? Could I? Or do I have more tickets? I made these ones with napkin. I don't know if I want to cover the flower. I actually just want to leave it like this. Let's just do that. Simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Okay. And then we have these two greeting cards that, again, it can be super simple. So this one says get well soon. So I'm not gonna use it. Let's do this one first because the other one I probably use the whole thing. So let's start by just cutting it in half. And I want to make a tag with this, a journaling tag instead of a card because we've made cards already. This can be useful also for other things. And so I want to get rid of that get well soon. So I think I can cut a little bit more off on this side. So I like that this has the gold. Well, I can't find my template to cut the corners, so I'm just gonna do it by eye. I cut big corners, and so let's use the same corner to recreate the other one. So it says soon now there, but we can add something here. Well, before we do that, let's back it in some coffee dyed paper. I could leave it as is. If you have greeting cards that are not written on, you can just leave them as is, but this one is stained. I don't want to leave those stains in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue it. So now let's trim the excess paper. Almost perfect. Wow. Do I want to do more with this? It's so colorful and bright that if I want to do something with this, but I do want to cover the soon there. Should I add a sentiment there? Let's add joy there. I need my forceps for this. And maybe another one here. Hope. we're just putting random, well, they're not random, they're positive messages, but we're putting them in random places, and maybe a larger one in the middle. Spread kindness. I like that one. So, like here. I didn't ink these ones. Well, that's one. Let's see if I can get it off now. Okay, it's not straight, but that's okay. And now you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sew it. Okay, so I went all around. Here's the back. I have a boo-boo there, but yeah, it's okay. We're gonna trim that. I'm wondering if I want to leave this hanging because I don't want to put a topper. Or should I put a topper? Maybe I should. Well, I do have this yellow ribbon sitting on my desk, so let's do that. I don't want to get my crocodile, and I'm not going to do eyelets. We're just going for simple today. Okay. Oh, before I put the ribbon, you know what it comes. So sorry, I moved everything. Oh, I love how inking just changes everything. Oh, I forgot. I want to round the bottom corners just slightly round. Just adding some color to the words. Wow, this looks beautiful. I'm very happy with this. I'm just using the stuff that I have around without complications. How fun is that? How often does that happen? Oops, not that often to me. I cut it with an angle there. Okay. Ooh, let me know what do you think. I love this one. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, so now the last thing we're gonna do is to use this one. This one's gonna be easy. Well, all of them have been very easy. Let's see what we get out of this one. Okay, and now we need to cover the back. I'm thinking we can do something different. Okay, I'm gonna tear this. I have an idea. We're gonna make a different type of adding writing spots in your journaling cards. Because all the other ones what I've done is just to, oh my god, that's awful. I've just covered them completely with paper. What if we just add and don't cover all of it? Just want to cover the writing basically. And I'm going to ink it. This is also coffee dyed paper that I dyed a while ago for my ocean journal. I can tell because it has the turtle stenciling, very faint, so it's not gonna be too obvious. And you know, you can have a turtle in a garden. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more like to this side. Oh, I actually really like that. So let's do the corners. And we can add more things to this one. I have my stickers. Now, I've also mentioned that this is my no buy year. I'm not gonna buy anything. What colors do we have? Oh, we have purple tulips. I think I have some tulips here. Yes. Look at this. Haha. So we can add that there. Oh, makes me so happy. So I was saying that I'm not buying anything this year. So I have to use what I have. Luckily enough, last year I bought a lot of stickers. I'm good with all the stickers, which is good considering, you know, the economy. That's all I'm gonna say. And I always push so that I get all of that air out of the sticker and the plastic looks less shiny. And then I had a bump there with the paper, but that's okay. Look at that. I love it. And then you can add even more things here, but I want this to be the writing surface for the person who's gonna get this journal. I'm going to ink all around the corners again. And then yes, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine as well, but I inked all of the others after sewing, so I don't know if you can see really the difference when I do that, because I'm going over like this to create that vignette effect. Oh, it just makes it look much better immediately, at least in my opinion. Okay, perfect. And now you know what's coming. Sewing machine. Okay, here we have it. This one is simple but cute. I'm gonna link down below Kathleen's video for you to get inspired to use whatever you have to create. So in the goal of using my stash to restitch, today I created journaling cards, 2 journaling cards, 1 journaling tag and 1 pocket to go in my garden journal. I think, ooh, look at this. They go together so well. I'm so excited. I think they're all gonna look perfect on inside this journal. I'm very excited to finally finish this journal so that I can show it to you. And I hope I'm able to make another video for this challenge, because honestly, I'm very inspired now to use all of my stuff. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time soon. Bye!